Hi, it's Ashley from Sweet Dreams Bake Shop, and welcome back to my channel where I make a lot of cake and cookie decorating tutorials, as well as give a lot of baking business tips. And I thought it was time to try out another one of those Instagram or TikTok trends, and I've seen this going around. So to be honest, as a teacher, the very first time I saw one of these types of toys was on a student's desk. We're often looking for inexpensive fidget toys for students, and this Pop-It is actually a game as well, so it's great for students to kind of play this with a partner or a friend if they're finished their work early. But isn't the world so creative? They took this fidget toy and turned it into a chocolate mold. Now, I was a little bit skeptical of whether or not this would actually work as a chocolate mold because my chocolate molds are a different type of texture and they're very, very non-stick, and they also obviously bend really, really easily because that's the whole point of a chocolate mold. I also have those plastic chocolate molds, which again unmold very easily. So going into this, my biggest fear is that it's not going to unmold as easily as I would like it to. Now, we took a bunch of Easter chocolates that were left over. Yes, we still have a ton of Easter chocolates. We unwrapped them all, and I don't work with chocolate a whole lot, but the few bits of chocolate knowledge that I do have is you want to make sure that they're all relatively the same size, which is kind of why we're crushing it up there. Now, if you've never played with a Pop-It before, basically, it's just like this flimsy kind of rubbery feeling, and you can pop those little cavities in and out. That's the fidget aspect of this toy. Now, I've seen this done a lot of different ways, mostly with M&Ms, and I probably would get the best results from that, but I thought let's kind of tone the sweetness down a little bit and add a few Rice Krispies in here. So what she's doing is very tedious. The reason that we're doing it this way is she's working on her fine motor skills. These are the types of activities that I've used in my classroom, and it's more geared towards ages 3 to 6. So you can either do it this super tedious way, or I would probably just use my fingers if I were doing it for myself. Now, I make a lot of mistakes with this. What I really should have done is I should have lined the whole bottom with a thin layer of chocolate first. So if I were to do this again, I would put a bunch of chocolate down and then I would tip it over, pour out the excess, let that go in the freezer for a bit, and then get the kids to put in the little Rice Krispies or whatever else it is that you want to put into those little cavities. The reason I would do that is just so that I don't have the Rice Krispies or whatever other contents I was putting in there showing once I unmold this. Now what I'm having to do is I am having to take a piping bag. I think if you were to use a shape that was a little bit more simplistic, this would be even more simple, but this particular Pop-It has a lot of little spaces. Now, what I also should have done is I should have left it here. So what I'm doing is I'm actually getting all the bubbles and everything to lay flat. But I make a mistake here by taking my spatula and taking off the excess. The reason that I say that's a mistake is because obviously now when I unmold it, it's going to unmold into bars rather than in one singular piece. So if you want your Pop-It to come out in one singular piece, don't do what I just did. Just kind of pat it down and pop all the bubbles and make sure that everything is fully covered. I placed that in the freezer for a little bit. We put some fun chocolate rocks on the top, and yeah, I'm having trouble unmolding it, which is what I was afraid of in the first place. Now, I'm thinking that if I did just cover it and I didn't take that spatula to swipe things off, it might have unmolded in one piece, but there were a lot of fragile parts here. And because this isn't a chocolate mold, it's not perfect. But let's see what the kids think.
Peeking, open your eyes.
Ah, it's a dinosaur, but Dad.
Yeah, you can go ahead and eat it.
Let's try. Rice Krispies outside. And chocolate rocks.
Now, I personally probably wouldn't do this again just because I have access to a lot of other chocolate molds that I find a lot easier to use. But it is a fun little trend, and I've actually seen a lot of Pop-It parties come up, and these would be great at a Pop-It themed party. Now, let's get into our subscriber submission of the day. This one comes from a young and up-and-coming baker, so go ahead and check out their Instagram down there in the right-hand corner. Be sure to drop them a like and a comment. And if you want to be the next featured subscriber on my channel, be sure to follow me at SD Bake Shop on Instagram, and you can either message me or tag me in the photos that you would like me to share on this channel. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you can be part of the Sweetie fam. Right now, I'm uploading weekly, so make sure you hit that notification bell so you know when I upload. Also, be sure to comment, request, or ask a question. I love hearing from you guys. Bye!